Everybody, and welcome to something a little bit different. Today I decided to do a little bit of some sort of a vlogging rather than doing like an actual live stream of a video game, because I think that it was a pretty good idea to actually, you know, to go live with something a little bit different than what I usually go with. I'm just about to pop out the chat so that way I can keep track of all the chats both on YouTube and on the Twitch as well. So, I know it's really unusual for me to do like a live stream that is some sort of a vlog, but I thought it was gonna be a pretty good idea to kind of like relax and do stuff differently. And hello Sandra, welcome. Actually, I think I need to know, I think I can put just this different thing. I need to make sure that other people get my link, so people get notified that I'm actually live streaming. As you can see, I decided to go with like a little bit of a relaxing sort of state of mood. And so YouTube changed its terminology and I didn't realize you were streaming or you were live already. Yeah, technically I just announced it and minutes later I went live. And how I am? Very good question. I've been having a very rough time, which is one of the reasons why I did not go live for the longest time, or maybe I was doing GTA here and there. But kind of like sunk into depression again. And I'm trying to take care of it. I'm trying to go to the psychiatrist and actually get meds again, like I used to years ago, because I feel like it's hard for me to get through depression on my own. It's like I'm aware of things. I'm very aware of what's going on with me and how, you know, exhausted I am from everything and what's bothering me and stuff like that. But there's nothing in my control that I can really do. Which is kind of sad, because I think that I do have potential to really work on these things on my own. It's just that it's very hard to work on these things on my own. And some people just need medical help, because I'm just like my father, who is pretty much always under pressure. No matter what and how aware you are, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Now, dealing with these things can be very challenging, but I'm not too sure if you can. No, you can't really see it in my face, but like I'm very exhausted, very much so. Hello LFC and welcome. Great to see you as well. Really? No way. Wait, is that you, Vladdy? It's actually, yeah, it's Vladdy. No self-harm. I'm actually surprised, Vladdy, that you actually joined this live stream. But yeah, no, I've never managed to really do any self-harm, because Um, I cannot really bring myself to do these sort of things. Like, I don't have the courage. Like, I'm scared at the same time. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. Yeah, so pretty much for those who just joined the chat, today is pretty much little vlogging time, little relaxing time, and to kind of like, you know, talk about what's been going on and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been a pretty rough around 2 months or so, because I've been dealing with quite a few things, and I'm pretty much trying to get everything in check. You know, pretty much start to take medications for depression, because it hit me pretty hard recently. And you know what's funny? Because I talked about, you know, when you realize that, you know, you have what you need. You have a home, you have food, you have everything you need. You have a job. Literally, you have nothing to complain about. Yet your body reacts in such a shitty way where it thinks it's in danger when it's really not. Which I understood one time that I went to a psychologist. I had a private psychologist that told me that you have something in your brain that pretty much acts as if something is like if something is a threat when it's not. Self-harm is nasty. Hope streaming helps you relax in general. Here's the thing, I can't really find the time or the energy to really stream, because most of the time it feels like a chore to live stream, because I feel like shit. So this is a quite of a big problem that you have to deal in order to really even get yourself to live stream, because I don't want to force myself to live stream. This is why I decided even this specific time to really do this as a vlog video rather than playing video games, because I know that I would be frustrated playing video games. Now, another thing... oh, wait. LFC says, remember we're always here whenever you're following. Thank you very much. Hello, Yash. Welcome. It's funny because another thing that I've seemed to realize recently is that I've lost a lot of interest in a lot of things that I loved doing. And it's pretty hard to really, you know, take everything and, you know, like even play video games and stuff like that. It feels like a chore. It really feels like a chore. It feels like everything is becoming a chore, which shouldn't be. No, I'm sure that it's something mental, like it's a problem mentally, and it's something that I have to work on. And of course, it's been very hard for Stormix as well. Stormix is not here today, but is at a friend's house. So actually I need to share him the link to the live stream. Alright, I just shared him the live stream. So I'm not too sure. Have you guys experienced this level of fatigue? Like, did you guys ever experience this sort of thing where you just lose interest in everything that you do? Or things that you loved to do? Because it seemed to have happened with me, and I'm not too sure if a lot of people, like, do you guys deal with depression? And how do you guys handle your depression, if you have that? Now I'm gonna leave that a little bit to the side. And I'm gonna show you guys, I've ordered a couple of G Fuel lately, and I think I ordered it on sale that was out, not BOGO, but it was something else. So I got like the Brain Matter, which in our country you have like slushies, and it really reminds me of it's like a slushy flavor. I really recommend this. This one is pretty good. So if you want, get that one. You have the raging gummy fish, and this one is, you know, it's pretty sweet. I think it's pretty good, and if you like pretty sweet stuff, go for this. Now there's this one, which is a collector's edition thing, where it comes with the shaker, but the shaker is like in the sink, so I can't really bring it right now. So this one is very difficult to rate. Stormix hates this, first of all, and pretty much it's pretty much party punch, and it's literally, it has a little milky flavor, but it's with a lot of flavors within this thing, and it has very negative reviews. I personally liked it, but then again, I'm crazy. And then you have Pink Drip. It sort of reminds me of this, but not too much. It's pretty soft and really good. I really recommend this one as well. And there's also more G Fuel on the way home. LFC says, having pizza tonight. Because I don't feel like it. You lazy bum, LFC. Nia says, I've lost interest in a lot of stuff, but never due to depression or any stuff like that, thankfully. Here's the thing, with depression, you feel like you sink into... How can I explain this? It's like with my depression, for example, I feel like everything is lost, you know, like there's nothing else you can do. There's nothing that you can. It's just that like, you feel lazy, but it's not exactly laziness. It's just that you feel very miserable, and it's something that it's hard for you to really come out of and actually feel better. One moment. I need a little sip. That was good. And what was I going to say? The depression can pretty much hit you differently. Like for every person, it can hit you in a very different way. And it's a lot of things. Like I've come actually, you know, it's funny because I actually came to my mom and I had a conversation with her. And I just like, you know, randomly thought to myself, you know, because I saw that my mother is a very cautious person just like me. And she doesn't trust people all the way. And I asked my mother, like, you know, when you meet a person, for example, what do you think about that person? And she says, you know, that she examines the person. You know, when you first, like, when you're very cautious with people, you try to, like, sort of test how they talk, how they react, you know, how they act, and all of this, and on that base your opinion if you like to get near those people or not. And it's very, like, it's a lot of traits that are very similar to me. And it's crazy how, like, a lot of flaws that I have are just shit that I got from my parents. And it's something that I can barely do anything about. All right, Monsieur says, I've been stuck still due to writing my thesis. What the fuck is this? I'm not too sure if I read it correctly. It takes forever, but I have a deadline until the end of the year, so I'm just trying to wing it. It's got me quite sad, but I feel like it will end soon. Yeah, especially if you're like working on an academic sort of like studies, it can be pretty rough. I don't know if you're living on your own and stuff like that. It can be pretty tough. I know that students are having the hardest time these days, so I feel ya. And Kimberly says, I've suffered from depression because I'm autistic and I also have ADHD. You see, whenever I was a kid, I was actually diagnosed for ADHD and ADD. And when I was a kid, I did not really pay attention to these things. I legit thought it was just, something. And in the past couple of years, I've realized how serious this is. It's like sometimes you realize these things are very serious at a very late age. And like, I didn't realize how serious this thing could be. Like how these symptoms can actually be. And it's a lot of things that collide with each other. It's a lot of it's just a lot of different things in my brain that just, or in your brain, in my brain, like some people are different. But it's something that you get diagnosed and you're aware of things for the most part. It's just that you don't know what to do with it. And I had a lot of times where I tried to, deal with anxiety and depression myself. Like last week, I had like 4 different anxiety attacks, and it was terrible. It was really terrible. It's like a lot of things in your brain just collide and creates chaos for nothing, for absolutely no reason. Monsieur says no video games, no streaming lately. I try going out for a brisk walk every now and then, as it helps a lot. Me and Stormix actually started going to the gym actually. So slowly I'll be having a little bit of muscle. I actually started building muscles, but it's gonna take a lot of time to really, see changes. We eventually became our parents. It's funny because it's so true, because like I tend to think about all these flaws that I have, and I know like the anger problems and the anxiety and everything, that's my dad. That's my father. Right there. And me, examining people like before, when I meet them, that I'm very cautious and that I don't trust everybody. That's exactly like my mom. Legit. I'm just like a big mix of my mom and my dad, just all together. It's quite annoying when genetics are like this. But oh well. And Kimberly says, to help, I do some art and play some soothing music. Sometimes it's funny because like for the most part I try to sit down and drink tea. For the most part I just stick to drinking tea. I like to drink Earl Grey, by the way. And try to listen to some relaxing music, but sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes you feel like you need to I just want to isolate myself from the rest of the world and just not to hear from anybody. I don't want to hear from anyone, don't want to see anyone in my fucking face besides Stormix, of course. And just go like into the far distance, just forget about everything. Like somewhere in nature or something, somewhere relaxing. But sadly, I don't have the money, and it's a pretty annoying thing that the money is one of the biggest issues. LFC says, oh, he's been cutting on the fast food. Yeah, I understand the urge to get some pizza. I love fucking pizza. I freaking love pizza. Especially sushi as well. It's pretty good. Oh my god, took you 4 years. It's crazy. Holy shit. It's like writing a novel or something. Oh my god. Kind of like choked. Kimberly says I also watched shows I used to watch back when when I was little. I'm not too sure if you guys have seen Homeward Bound. If you haven't, I really recommend it because it really is a good show and it's wonderful. Like, I really think you guys would love it. It's a Disney classic and it's just amazing. I think you guys should try and watch it. In 5 years, you'll be a stud. Lol. In less than 5 years. And hello, Cool Pro. How have you been? It's true, you know. Cool Pro says it's true. You know, we always end up turning into a mixture of our own parents, even if it's good and bad qualities. To be honest with you. I personally think that I've got some good traits. I mean, I've been educated very well. I'm not too sure if I put my own kick on my personality, because it's really strange to feel like you're literally both of your parents in one body. It's really weird. Like, in terms of personality, I mean, it's so strange, because I don't need my parents to really tell me if they're going through something and stuff like that, because I understand that my father comes to my mother for comfort whenever he's feeling down, and it's something that I do, even though sometimes I feel like I want to be isolated. And it's usually the feeling that I have. It's like most of the time I feel like being isolated and I just don't want to really talk to anybody. But a lot of people deal with it differently. It's like, it's strange because, like, on one side I want to be alone, and on the other hand I like to be around people. I actually want to, you know, I want to hang out with people, have fun, you know, and stuff like that. It's strange because, like, a lot of things in my personality really contradicts itself. It's like there's always there's this one side where I want to meet up with friends and have fun. On the other hand, I want to stay at home and I don't want to fucking see anybody. It's like a lot of things that contradict themselves. Culper says, completely disconnecting and isolating myself from the rest of the world is also a personal coping mechanism of mine to help unwind and keep calm and collected. It's very hard because even if you sit on your own, you still feel like shit. So it's like, if you really don't do anything, you would just end up feeling more miserable, which is usually the case with me, sadly. LFC says, I don't get stressed very often, but whenever it happens, YouTube is usually my best source of relaxation. Video games sometimes help, but other times it adds to the stress and rage my ass off. You see, this is where I cannot really play video games like that whenever I'm stressed out, or if I'm stressed out, for some reason I always end up going to Overwatch for some odd reason. Sorry. it's just sometimes you just feel like sitting down and drinking tea, trying to listen to music. Okay, like let me explain like this. I have a lot of times whenever I'm feeling anxious because of depression and stuff like that, whenever I'm feeling anxious, I actually go to the side, like I sit down, drink tea, listen to relaxing music, and usually let the like sort of help my anxiety attack actually to happen. It's strange because I've learned to accept the fact that I have anxiety attacks, and I found it as a way to release all the stress out. Because usually, after you have an anxiety attack, you feel relieved. Because through the anxiety attack, you take all of that anger, sorrow, or whatever out through either crying or anything else. You just pretty much let it all out, and then you feel like new. It's strange. Like, I don't know if anybody have experienced this or not, because I usually do. That's how I deal with my anxiety. Like, I let it happen. I know also when it's going to happen. I feel it. It's very easy for me to tell whenever I'm feeling anxious. It's funny because I'm really aware of a lot of these things, and I'm just like, okay, buddy, I understand that you're in stress. All right, let's work together and try to take all this shit out of our system and move on. Even though it's not a solution, it's a very bad solution. All right, Yesh says, I personally, when I have my moments, I just isolate myself and become very antisocial person. I have a comfy life currently, so I don't deal with big struggles like that. But I personally believe my own company is the best way to cope and come up with solutions for what's annoying me. To me, friends at times are annoying, and if I tell them about my issues, they will be annoying about it. I know they mean well, but if I have issues, I don't want to be reminded of how I felt or be annoyed to talk to them, so they check on me or something. I understand you, Yash. You're more sort of a border of the, like, a little bit of the extreme, because I actually like talking about what's bothering me. I don't have a problem talking about what's bothering me for the most part. A lot of people will not open up and actually talk about these things, like, flat out. And I really don't have that issue to really talk about, these sort of things, because I know I really did not feel any problems. Like, if there are some people, sometimes there would be some people that would rather not talk to them about this because they would be pretty annoying. But excuse me, oh my god. But it's something that you need to try. Sorry, it's just that every person works differently. Every person works differently in these sort of ways, and it's just how it is. Culper says, it's a never-ending battle wanting to isolate yourself and wanting to have fun doing stuff with friends and stuff. Okay, here's the thing. I personally believe that the reason why I started feeling like shit is because because of my job. Stormix might say that this is a little bit of an excuse, but I think that most of the impact of my depression and anxiety is from work. And you guys remember during the corona, when it just started, the corona just started, what I did is that I didn't have a job at that time. Like, we were on quarantine. So I was like, hey, this is a good idea to actually live stream a lot more often, like nearly every single day. And it did work. It was pretty fun. It was really challenging. But YouTube is not enough. Okay, YouTube is not a source of money, first of all. Like if I could make this thing an actual job and end up quitting my job, oh heaven, it would be great. Because then I don't have to really force myself to work for others and feel like shit whenever, like, hey, I'm doing whatever, like, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm having fun. So it's like, and on top of that, you know, you get a little bit of money on the side. So it's pretty good. But we're not at that point yet. Not too sure if I'll ever be. I really do not know. I'm not that optimistic about that. And though on the other hand, like, I'm really grateful for people who are my Patreons, especially. It's pretty much Cool Pro for the most part. Like, there was not Blue Fire Vixen. There was 2 people that went on and off with Patreon and stuff like that, but thanks for those guys as well. It helped me a bunch. Let's see. LFC says isolating yourself from the world certainly has its pros and cons. Well, people would think that you would feel like, people would think that you're like, eh, but it's just how it is, sadly. Let's see. Cooper says, it's better to take time out for yourself when you're feeling like shit and you feel like $1,000,000 bucks afterwards, as it lets out all bad energy, all the bad energy, which is therapeutic. It really depends. It really is depend. It really depends on the person. It's not always like that. Especially, like, I don't think it's like this. Well, if I isolate myself for a long time, like if I don't go to work for like an entire month, I think that I would start to like sort of like come back to myself. Because here's the thing, when it's kind of like your brain treats everything as traumatic when it's really not. And your body's just like, hey, you know, you need some time to actually recover, and a lot of time. It's not something that you recover, you know, very quickly, like, you know, from now to now. Sometimes it takes, for me, it's like, so some things become traumatic and it takes me days to actually get through it, instead of getting through it instantly. LFC is asking, do you ever feel dizzy whenever an anxiety attack comes on you? Yes. Actually, I nearly fainted at work last week because we were cleaning and stuff in my workplace, and pretty much I stood back up and then I could not move my body. I was just feeling, you know, the feeling whenever you're falling on your ass and then you start seeing bright colors in your eyes. That type of dizziness, and slowly a very hard anxiety attack actually came to happen. Kimberly says the COVID thing was a huge challenge for me and my family. I believe that for a lot of families it was very tough. I'm glad that for the most part I had a lot of, like, my parents backed me up with whatever I needed. So I'm really grateful for that. Plus, actually, Stormix moved in during the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic. He actually moved out with me. Wow, it's been such a long time. LFC says, I've not had one in ages. The feeling is horrible but satisfying at the same time. But that's how I describe it, at least. That's what I think, because like on one end, you feel like you feel like complete shit. You let out all of the stress. It's like literally like whenever I have an anxiety attack, I just cry, but it's not a regular cry. Like it's not a normal cry. You know, like whenever you're, you lost somebody or something, or you just fucked up on something and you're crying. It's not that sort of crying. It's the crying where you pressure your entire body on your crying, and the stress actually comes out through the crying. It's really weird. And then afterwards, you feel like nothing happened. You feel like all of that just took all of the stress out of your body. It's like, it's literally you're extracting the stress out of you. It's strange. Kimberly says, that's what I call this pandemic. I call it the COVID thing. Interesting. Culper says, here's the thing. I open up whenever I feel like it, to a certain extent. I can understand not telling certain people that you know that you're doing it tough, because they always think they know what's best, but don't know. Sorry. Wow, I cannot keep up. But don't even know the half of it, and there's nothing they can do to fix whatever you're doing. Whatever you're dealing with, which makes it all waste of time. And realistically, only you can resolve it in your own way. That's what I think as well. I think that it's a lot. It's a lot to really work on, and it's like a lot of people do not really understand what you're going through, and whenever these people actually come to you and try to give you advice, you mostly shut yourself down from them, and just like you can't be bothered to listen because it's something they don't understand. So you're just like, all right, here goes the fucking, like, trying to teach me what to do when they don't know, like, that you just can't do whatever they try to explain to you to do. Culper says, of course, it always depends on the person. Everyone's different. Yeah, definitely. Vladdy says, OMG, so I came back to check on you and you are crying again. I'm not crying, what the fuck? No, this is pretty much like a little conversation about what's been going on and why haven't I been going live for the past couple of weeks. So, past couple of weeks, more like past 2 months. So it was pretty tough to actually come up with like a live stream that I would feel like, all right, this is not feeling like a chore, and I actually want, like, I'm actually having, I want to genuinely have fun, and we have a lot in store actually. Like, I want to come back to doing the rotations that we were doing, you know, like Crash Bandicoot 4, Sims Busting Out is gonna be added to the mix. Which actually, this frame right here around me is for Sims Bustin' Out. Yes, it's actually for the GBA game. So, might look forward to it. I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun with it. Fuck. It's actually the same comment. Like, actually, my tics are going nuts. And yeah, this is one of my other problems that I have, is like, Um, it's pretty much having these tics, and they're vocal right now. It's pretty much, and it's not that I really have anything. It's not that I'm feeling cold or anything like that, but it's just something that it's kind of like Tourette's, pretty much, and it's something that it's hard for me to control. And Culper says, exactly, they don't know jack shit because they're not the ones in that situation, so they are wasting their time giving pointless lectures and offering lousy advice. Sad but true, and it's something that a lot of us have to deal with, because literally every person works differently, and everybody reacts differently to certain things. So it's not always gonna be what they expect it to be. LFC says it's great that more people are opening up about their struggles. For the longest time, it was like depression was swept under the carpet. I personally feel like if you're open like me and you talk about these sort of things, it's, I guess, a lot easier because first of all, I have a lot of awareness to what's going on. Like, hey, I'm feeling anxious and stuff like that. It's like I understand what my body is going through and what my brain is going through. And like, you know, Stormix tells me a lot of times, like, don't worry. And it like, you're worrying too much. And it's like, I know Stormix. But there is nothing, you can tell me all you want. But in here, this thing doesn't want to accept the fact. Like, this thing just really doesn't want to accept the fact that this shit is happening. So, but yeah, I personally feel like if a lot of people would start talking about their issues rather than shutting down, then pretty much, you know, it would be a lot easier to, like, for these people to sort of deal with these things, or just people who deal with these stuff really have to go and get some help because it's really needed. LFC says the more people open up, the better we can deal with these issues. But here's the thing with, like, a lot of people that are feeling depressed or anxious and stuff like that, they usually don't open up. A lot of people usually keep it to themselves because either they're afraid to get some help, like go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. And actually back in 2016, or I think around 2016, I started taking medications for depression, which did help me for the most part. And it's pretty, it was actually helping me a whole lot because it was clearing my mind out of unnecessary shit. Now, here's the problem. I was pretty much like, I went to, on a regular basis, like to a doctor to just get everything in check. And then I stopped altogether. And like, you know, I stopped taking these medications on my own without going to the doctor. I just like decided, hey, I don't want to take these medications anymore. So I'm just going to stop, you know, like without going to a doctor to advise me what to do. And pretty much like I tried coming back to it, and when I came back to it the second time, I felt so exhausted beyond my imagination. It was annoying, but it did help me. Like, Stormix was telling me that I was more focused, and I had like it's like a completely different person. It's like, hey, I'm finally relaxed. I'm not aggressive. I'm not. I don't like get all irritated and stuff like that. And I have a genuine conversation, like instead of just getting angry and shouting, which is usually what I do. Let's see. Says life's not all sunshine and rainbows, like how some of those famous celebrity portray. It's whenever people say that, like, life is all rainbows and shit, it's pure bullshit. Because there's nothing that is always good. There's not something that is always great. There's always stuff that will be, sort of like try to tear you down, but people try to fake and hide what they truly feel on a regular basis, and put this wall like, hey, I'm fine, I'm good, but behind the scenes they feel miserable. It's like a lot of people are like this, so I call that bullshit. Cooper says the entire pandemic threw the whole world into turmoil. Turmoil? I'm not too sure if I read it right, but at the same time got a lot of people into live streaming. I think so. I think the same. Like, it was bad. It was terrible because it was really annoying. You couldn't go anywhere and do anything. But then, the most part, I had a lot of fun actually doing, like the live streams, like daily or every 2 days or so. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and it was great. It was a great opportunity to also for me to come back to YouTube, because it was during a period of time where I was not active at all on YouTube. So coming back to it was a lot of fun, and I really don't regret anything. I regret nothing. Monsieur LG says it's the I'm okay, not okay, I'm not okay picture. Yep, definitely. Yeah, like some words I cannot really know if I'm saying it correctly or not. It's like my English is not all that great. Oh, thank you, Bionic Gaming 157 for following. I really appreciate it. I actually don't have the notifications, so sorry if it doesn't show up on the screen. But I really hope you will enjoy the future live streams that will be happening. Hello, Pure Evil Crash. Welcome to the live stream. Wow, I'm actually quite shocked that I've been going at this for like 48 minutes. Monsieur says everyone was inside, so it was the only way we could get together. After summer 2021, it was less easy. Actually, here in Israel, things slowly became a lot better. Like right now, we still wear masks, but everything is all good. We go out, we do whatever the fuck we want. So it's pretty good. Israel is in a pretty good place. And I've also got vaccinated, and so is Stormix. We got vaccinated together. LFC says, live streams made the pandemic more manageable, and more people seem to have gotten along. I think so as well. I think it gave a lot of people a window to sort of like get refreshed on the internet. Strange, but sorry about that. Monsieur says, I did something I haven't done in a while. Bought a Steam card and bought me some Steam games for when I get a new computer and can enjoy them. That's good. That's great. I'm actually really glad to hear that. As for me, I really want to get a green screen for my live streams, because I know that there's this background, and of course I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this, like this closet, because I really have no use for it, and I tried selling it and nobody wants to fucking buy it. It's annoying. So we're gonna change, like, once we get that out of the house, we're gonna change a lot of things in this room. And I'm gonna have, like, a completely different setup than what I usually had. So it would be very amazing. LFC says, but when some of the restrictions were lifted, especially in the UK, some individuals became selfish narcissists once again. You know, it's funny because it's not only in your country. I seem to have realized this also in Israel. A lot of people became really fucking stupid. It's like really a lot of people became really fucking stupid during the pandemic, and like, you know, whenever I came back to work, people acted all weird and acted all stupid. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these customers? They act all fucking stupid. Paint your walls. No, fuck no. Yeah, and also a green screen would be the best option for live streaming, because I don't want in the camera everything to be seen. I don't want this entire background to be seen in the back. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. And you know, I just want the camera to be set somewhere and like on the screen, so it'll be a lot easier to have a lot more room for the game rather than a lot more room on me. It's funny because also during the pandemic is when I started doing face cam related stuff, which actually worked out. I'm surprised that I didn't do that way earlier than that. Monsieur says the world is DDLC Act 2. Everywhere has stupid idiots. It's true. But you know, it's funny because like at my workplace, I've learned, I think it's one thing that I realized, that ever since I started working, I started hating people. Like I keep telling people at work, like, I hate humans. Humans are so fucking stupid. Like, a lot of people act so stupid, like they don't use half of their brain cells, and it's quite annoying. And it's like dealing with these people is just like, ugh. Alright, bear back real quick. I'm gonna get myself some water because my throat is getting really dry, so one momento, please. Alright, I am back. Alright, let's see. I know, silly boy, I was just joking. You can get a green fabric and make it yourself, or buy one that engulfs you or something. LFC says, I mostly notice narcissism in certain drivers who think they own the road by tailgating and brake checking every other motorist for whatever reason. That's fucking stupid. And Kimberly asks, have you ever played this game called I Love You? No? Never heard of that, if that's actually a thing. And Monsieur says, LFC, that's true, like everywhere. Increased literally. Yeah, road rage is definitely annoying. Nick Raptor, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I was on BRB. I got myself some water because my throat has gone dry from all the talking. I had some tea actually, but I really had to bring myself some water. So yeah, Nick Raptor, I'm not too sure if you've been here like for the longest time or you just joined. We had quite a conversation about, you know, what's been going on with me. Why haven't I been going? Why haven't I been live streaming? Wow, I cannot speak. Okay, we've been talking about why have I not been live streaming for the longest time, for like the past like 2 months or so. Like a lot of issues, one after the other, sadly. But slowly I'm trying to sort myself, like this thing right here. I tried to sort that out and actually come back to live streaming again and see how my schedule with work will work out. So I'll be able to actually do these live streams, because work has been very stressful, sadly. Very, very stressful. Kimberly says it's a color matching game. I really relaxing one, and there is a sequel called I Love You 2. You should check it out. Never heard of it. Hello, Kingdom Hearts freak. I'm surprised like you most of you joined like sort of like an hour later. Nick Raptor says sorry to hear work has been stressful. Yeah, it's been pretty rough. And I'm trying to cope with things. So I will be able to actually go live again with like playing video games and come back to the rotation once again. But because there's a lot to do and I really don't want to stop the rotation. It was a pretty fun thing and I really don't want to stop it. I was thinking like, hey, maybe tonight I can do a live stream about like a video game, but like, okay, today I live streaming the conversation, like the talking is enough for me, and I don't feel like I can do more than that. And I'm planning to play a lot of video games and Jack series, yeah, of course. I played all the Jack and Dexter games and also Dexter on a PSP. I'm nowhere near there, so technically didn't hear about any of these things for a while at all. Plus, I don't watch the news as well, so I don't really pay attention to the news at all. Also, I really need to finish Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Stormix is very, very annoyed that, like, every time I stay on my PC and play Overwatch, it's like, I bought you a PS5, and yeah, Stormix did buy me a PS5, and he bought me Ratchet and Clank, and I really appreciate it. And he knows that I appreciate it a whole lot. I really need to drive to play these video games because Ratchet and Clank is a game that I want to play when I feel like most interested in the lore. And I played a little bit 2 days ago and still have not finished the game, sadly. Yeah, walks are pretty much good. Pretty much all good. Yeah, news are pretty much like a waste of time to me, unless it's something that is really important. But mostly it's rubbish. Okay, that would be cringy. Kingdom Hearts freaky. That is cringy as fuck. No. Just no. Nuh-uh. Not in the slightest. Literally. So pretty much like I'm actually also gonna try and get myself some gear for Christmas. Actually, speaking of Christmas, on my living room, I need to give you guys, oops. I need to give you guys once a little tour in my house so you'll be able to see how my house looks like, because I don't think I've ever shown you guys how my house actually looks like. It's just this room. And I actually bought Stormix this because I know that he really needed it. So I bought him a little Christmas present. I bought him this 2 terabyte external hard drive, which is pretty useful for him because he doesn't have that much memory on his computer. And I've also bought quite a lot of different things. So I will need to do a little bit of shopping spree and buy some goodies for the house and try to make like a fun Christmas, you know, celebration. And I really want to do it. Wow. I'm actually surprised. Let's put some different music. I'm trying to like put music in the background like from YouTube, so it's like pretty much Sega Genesis music to like sort of fit this. Yeah, pretty much like I know. It's funny because me and Stormix feel like literally a married couple, even though we're not married, but we really feel like a married couple. I'm so glad that I came across Stormix because sorry, I'm really glad that I actually came across Stormix and that he's my boyfriend because it's really, I'm really happy to have such a wonderful person in my life that cares about me and that I care about him. And there is such a strong bond that I did not believe that existed. And it's very hard to keep a relationship maintained, but I think that like mostly our personality really matched. And he knows my struggles and I know his struggles, and we, you know, we walk side by side and make it till we're older. And LFC says walking is next to impossible in my area because of irresponsible dog owners who can't be arsed cleaning up their shit. Really? You guys are like Klain from Glee. Huh? I did not see Glee, so I wouldn't know. I've never watched Glee. But yeah, it's pretty good to have somebody that you can feel really comfortable around. I'm really thankful for that. To have such a wonderful person in my life. Also, another thing that I bought. Oh, actually, before that, I actually remembered that in my bag for work, I have. Oh, there it is. So this is pretty much like you guys remember that I showed you the Party Punch box. So this pretty much came with it. This shaker right here actually came with it, and it's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. I really like the colors and stuff like that. It's very Sonic-y, you might say. And also for the winter, I got me. Oh, there it is. So I've got this little hat. It's kind of like a pilot hat, in a way. It's pretty comfy, it's really fluffy and really good. I really love this hat, so I bought it. It's pretty expensive, a little bit, but it's good. Yeah, I heard that they did like a little bit of covers. Wow, it's literally whenever I talk a whole lot, my freaking throat goes fucking dry. It's Crash Bandicoot in a shaker, lol. Well, technically I also have this still, of the fucking Sonic, and the flavor is actually gone. The Sonic flavor is gone, but I actually still have the powder. And I actually let guests drink that, and it was disgusting as shit. They literally nearly freaking... They nearly threw up in my fucking house. It was fucking annoying. Not annoying. It was funny. They took a little sip and they were like, ugh. And it was the most hilarious shit in the world. It's something that I freaking loved saying. It's really hilarious to let people drink this. It's like... You can troll somebody with this shit. Are you talking about this? The Sonic one? If you're asking about the Sonic one, okay, so G Fuel came out with a trolling G Fuel. No, you don't want to try. Okay, I'll bring the actual box. Okay, so this is pretty much the collector's edition, the chili dogs flavor. This is literally chili dog flavor, and it's disgusting. Like, it would smell like a snack, but when you drink it, it tastes like fucking puke. And I drank an entire, this entire bottle was full of this shit, an entire scoop as well. And I drank an entire bottle in a live stream. If you want, you can go back and watch the Sonic live stream that I was doing, where I was drinking that shit. It was disgusting. Like, I really don't recommend that. Terrible. Fucking terrible. Don't do it to yourself. I felt sick watching that. Yeah, this is disgusting. This had to be one of the most disgusting shit in the fucking universe. This shit right here, don't buy it and don't try it. Technically, I bought it just for like the fun of it. I didn't expect it to be that fucking terrible, but it's fucking horrible. It's fucking shit. Don't do it to yourself. Don't buy this. Monsieur says, I will totally watch that because I'm dying to know. Dude, you would be... Starmix was also like, whenever I was drinking it, he was like pushing the bottle against my face to like, drink more, drink more. Because I was saying that like I would drink an entire bottle in the live stream. So during while we played Sonic, it was a Sonic 2 mod where Sonic gets fat when he collects rings. It was pretty much that. Like, I drank an entire bottle in that live stream. It took me a while, but I did drink the entire bottle. And I suffered. It was terrible. And the most annoying thing is that the taste doesn't get out of your mouth for like days. Or not to mention, for nearly an entire month, this thing tastes like you would wash it with soap, and it would still have a smell and taste of the fucking chili dog crap. It was disgusting, and I'm so glad that it's the taste has been gone. I hate spicy stuff, so this would be hell. I really hate spicy stuff. I actually love spicy food. But not this shit. This is not spicy. This is crap. I really don't have problems with spicy food at all. I really love it. Especially with like Asian food. It's pretty good. Like they do like the seasonings and stuff. Pretty awesome. So it's really good for yourself. All right, so we will wrap this live stream up and probably go and make myself some tea because my throat is literally dry and I cannot fucking speak anymore. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I know this live stream was pretty small, but I'm really glad that I did it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream as well. So I really hope to see you guys during this week and possibly next week. I will see how everything will work out, and I really hope you guys have a magnificent week, and I really hope you guys get yourself together and have a magnificent week, guys. I'm really happy you guys joined me, and just have the most wonderful day in the world. So thanks for watching, guys, and we shall see you next time. So bye bye.